Good afternoon and welcome to the 2025 Star Swag Basketball Championship. We're joined by Southern University women's basketball team, SWAC champions. Head coach, if you could open us up with a statement about today's game.
Well, I knew it was going to be a battle. That first quarter, it was back and forth, tied up at 20. I thought we did a much better job defensively in that second quarter. So I think we held them to 4 points, so that was really good. We created a little space. But I knew they were going to make a run. That championship quality team. They were in the championship game last year, had a lot of experienced players coming back. But our young ladies did what they needed to do to get this victory.
All right, this time we'll open up the floor for questions. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
How you doing, sir?
All right, Roger Gavin at the Raw Team Media. Coach, can you just expound on the strategy that you had going into the game? And did you actually stick to it, or did something have to change in between?
Well, we started out that first quarter playing man-to-man.
Okay.
The young ladies, they wanted to play some zone because the motion offense that Coach Gilbert runs is very difficult to guard man-to-man. So they decided last night they started talking about going zone. So we went 2-3 zone. I can't take credit for it. I got to give credit to them.
Coach, second time in 3 years, you're going to the NCAA tournament. I believe 5 players from this roster were on that roster 2 years ago. How special is the senior class?
Well, I'm just happy for all these young ladies to be able to come in and experience going to the NCAA tournament. There's nothing like it. I've been quite a few times. I've been fortunate enough to go, but all the hard work that they put in since June the 3rd, it was not easy. They did that along with managing their academics. All of them are great students. So they did a great job getting ready.
Coach, you predicted to go 2 in the preseason polls. Y'all came out number 1 seed, came out with the SWAC championship. Ladies, how does this feel?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't put any stock into preseason rankings. I think that's probably a little something for the media and to give you some players to watch and things like that. But just about everybody now in this day of transfer portal have at least 6 or 7 new kids. We had 9 new players this year. It was pretty much a totally different team, but we had 5 players returning, and that was, solid culture of what we do. And the rest of them transferred in, they bought into it. And it's not about an individual, it's all about team. It's a sisterhood.
Yeah, question for the players. This was kind of a rematch from earlier in the season, a tough loss. Was this a rematch that you guys wanted? Can you kind of talk about that mindset coming into today?
Yes, it was a rematch, but we also didn't want to come in as thinking it's a rematch, thinking too hard on it. We know Alcorn's a good team. We know what they do, so we just locked in on the scout. Try not to get too high, not too low. So we just locked in. We didn't want to take it personal and try to do too much. We treated it as a regular game, and we came out on top.
I can agree with what I said. We thought about it as a rematch, but we didn't dwell on that too much. We lost to them early in the season. But after that loss, we said we're not going to lose to them again, especially if we see them at this point in the tournament. So, yeah.
Coach, this program, this team has been here before. Does this time feel a little bit different versus in previous times?
They all feel good, The feeling is always great. And for me as a coach, just to see the work that they put in, because they work extremely hard. A lot of people don't see them spending hours in the weight room in the summer or running suicide line drills and things like that, getting up 400 or 500 shots, or getting in early in the morning at 5:30 to get some extra shots in. People don't see that. They think you might just throw a jersey on and go out and practice a few times and go win a game. But there's a lot to it, not just physically, but also mentally. When you start doing this from June the 3rd until this point, it's a lot of man hours that's been put into this.
Coach, I think one of the storylines of this season is, especially when you guys really turned up defensive pressure, you've really turned teams over and you will have that 8-0 run, and you did it again in this game. But just where does that mindset come from to really focus in on a time period where you really go after teams defensively?
Well, we're a really deep team, and when we go to the bench, we bring in players like Sanaa Reed up. She could be first team all conference. So it's not a drop off, and we continually put pressure on you with depth. We could go 11 deep every game with quality players, and I think that's the difference between us and a lot of other teams.
Ladies, what do you want people to remember about this championship journey?
I want people to remember that although it looks like glamorous, it wasn't easy for us to get here. We went through a lot this summer, and even throughout the season. So a lot of hard work was put into this.
I agree with Sanaya, and also that you can get through anything. We went through so much adversity. Like I said, we was listed number 2. We don't pay attention to that, but of course, we think we're projected to be number 1. So I think it's just getting through adversity, even through the games. Alcorn made a run, but we still managed to keep our composure. So I was just saying, fighting through adversity. Remember us by that.
All right, Coach, what was the turning point in the game where you all felt like we have this championship in the bag?
Well, coming into the game, I thought if we played pretty well offensively, that we were going to win the game. I thought if we could get up to 60, 62 points, that we had a great opportunity to win the game. And defensively, we were just solid. That zone was a major difference because we hadn't played zone all year for the most part, maybe 2 or 3 possessions here or there. But for a quarter, let alone 3 quarters, we hadn't done that. Thank you.
Coach, you've been here a long time at Southern. Is this one of the best defenses you ever coached? Can you just speak about how good they were this year?
Yeah, we've had some good defenses in the past, but without a doubt, I think this is our best defensive team that we've had since I've been here. And I've been here 20 years. This is my 7th year as the head coach. I think the stats speak for themselves. I think team didn't average in the conference but 50 points a game against us. That's outstanding.
Last question.
Anaya, you won MVP today, so just tell us, how does it make you feel winning MVP today?
For me, it's everything. I felt like the second team, I thought I should have got more. So even Sanaya Reed, I thought that she should have been on there. We always the underdogs going into the banquet, so it meant a lot. And most importantly, the championship meant everything. So it meant a lot to me.